I've already taken the knot off of the end of that. Now, there's this pin here, so that rod goes through that pin. So, if I pull it, oh, fell out. So that's that. That's the pin that goes on the end of the ram. Got to take that nut off. There's one underneath. I'm trying to get this pin out, and then one underneath. I don't know how easy it is, so I'll be back with you. Well, the bottom one fell out, so I'll just slacken this off, so I'll get this out. Right, that's that one. And all I did was go underneath here. Oh, there we go. Simple as that. So now hopefully that should push out that way. So, right, I'll go around there and get the ram out. Right, now that side's undone. I've undone this pipe here from out here. It's only just to push up on the flange, but I'll do the back one. Right, that's that one. And now, hopefully, there we go. There. There we go, it's out. Ready for me to strip it down. So I'll be back in a minute. Now I've got the end of the cylinder off. And obviously the front will come off, but I can see what the problem is now. I'm not sure whether it's picking it up on the camera too much, but yeah, that's clean gloves. It is sort of got like a film of grease and oil all in it. So I think that's the problem, why the piston's not moving backwards and forwards freely. So what I'm going to do, yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean it all out and then try and push the piston right out so I can get the front end half of the cylinder clean, and then get it back together. So I'll see you in a bit. So I've got some of it cleaned up, and now I've managed to get everything out, but it's still absolutely filthy. So I've still got quite a bit more cleaning up to do, but yeah, that's what it should look like, not dull grey, you know, it should be a nice clean smooth surface. So I've still got quite a bit more cleaning to do yet, and especially on this rubber diaphragm here, you can see where it's gone shiny in places where I don't know whether you'll be able to pick it up on the camera, but I'll put that brake cleaner on there. Look, that should be black, a nice black rubber really, but it seemed to have got impregnated with oil. It's like a shine on it or something. So but anyway, I mean, it's still soft and flexible, so yeah, hopefully I'll get it sorted. So that's all the parts out the parts washer now. I've got all that grease and sludge and slime off it. Now what I've got to do is just try and dry them off a bit with a bit of rag. I mean, I've still got some residue on it, but I'm not bothered about that. So I'll get all these dried up and then we'll be ready to put it back together. So that's all the parts dried now, as well as they're going to get. So it's now time to put it back together. So start off with this O-ring. I'll put it back around the edge. Oh, hang on, we'll get there in a minute. Right, now put this back on. Now I did put some marks on it. Where did I put them? Is that one? One here and one there. So there we go. That will go there. Make sure that O-ring don't pop out. There we go. That's one. Now I'll put the piston back in. In fact, actually, before I do that, I'm going to find some oil or something to put in that bearing at the end there. So I'll go and find that, and I'll be back with you. Right, I've got some silicone grease here, so that's just a spray. All I want to do is just get a bit on there, just so it lubricates the bearing in the end here. I'll put one in there as well. Just helps it all slide together. Right, so put that shaft on there, piston, squirt that right. Now that's pretty good because earlier on, before I took it apart, I couldn't actually move that even by putting all my weight on it, so pleased with that. So there's O-ring on this one, and now what I've got to do is make sure I get that lined up with the fixing mounting bolts, or say mounting bolts, the bolts are actually screwed together sort of thing. So that's going to be about there somewhere, so in line with the marks I put on there earlier. And there we go. All satisfying when you're a nice clip like that. And there we go. So now I've got to put the bolts back in. So I've got all them bolted back in and tightened up, and I'll be back with you. So that's the cylinder back together. I've tied it all up, so it's got some resistance on it, but nothing like it had before because I couldn't move it before by hand. So hopefully that's cured it. So I've just got to put it back in now. So I'll get set up and get it back in the machine. Right, now I've got to put this cylinder back in. So I'll get it the right way up. And got to try and get the flanges on there. It probably would have if I had two people with me, but let's see if I can get it from the other side. Yeah, it's probably easier doing it that way. Right, so put the pipes back on. It's a matter of pushing in. Right, I'll get my hand down the back there. There we go. That's that in. Hopefully that's right in. Now I'll go around to the other side. And we've just got to put it back together this side. So I'm going to clean the pins up and everything, and I'll be back with you. That's all the bits cleaned up now, so I'm going to treat them to the get the old spray grease, silicone grease, like I did the other one. So I'll spray some inside this bore. There we go. Get this back in here. So I'll put that pin through there. Get the ooh. Right, actually probably what I should have done was get that back in there. So, right. I'll get out of spray up then. And put that one in the top. Right. There we go, it's that one. I'll get one underneath. There we go, that's that one as well. So we'll put the little locking bolts in there to stop the pins from coming out. And the one underneath. To be honest, I thought this job was going to be a little bit harder than what it's actually turned out, so I'm quite happy with that. And finally, I'll just give this a bit of a wipe. Again, shouldn't need it really, but it stops everything from seizing up and corroding up. So get that back on there. Right, so here's my ratchet, get it back on there and tighten that one up. One underneath. That, and finally I'll just use the grips just to hold the end of this shaft and just whack that nut up. That's good enough, I think. So that's it. Hopefully that works. So I'll just plug it in, or plug the air in, shall I say. Right. So let's see what happens. I think probably switching the compressor on would help. So I'll be back in a minute. Right, so I'll switch the compressor on, and the air doesn't actually come out of the compressor unless you actually switch the compressor on. So right, now what used to happen was I used to have put pressure against the ram before it pulled back in, and then it took a little while for it to build pressure up to push the piston back out, ready for the next snap. Well, yeah, you could have probably 5 minutes trying to break a bead on a tyre. So right, so here we go, moment of truth. So if I hold that out there. Well, and as you can see, the ram's shooting back out there on its own. Well happy with that. Yeah, I can start changing the tyres again instead of dreading it. But so hope you've enjoyed that. Please like my page. Thanks for watching and subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one.